Keion Scott is returning to the Auburn Tigers, and Hugh Freeze is killing the transfer portal. Let's talk about it tonight on the live edition of the Uptempo Podcast.
You are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
What is up, Uptempo family? There he is. There's my guy. Welcome to the live show. My boy Dustin getting in here with me. I am Blake Lane here with my guy Dustin Smith. My buddy, man, you got me right there. We're glad to be here, man. Just chopping it up before we started this and having a little fun talking about the Auburn Tigers. And look, we're excited. Keion coming back. Obviously, we're amped up about that. And Hugh Freeze kind of digging in the portal, getting some really good guys, recruiting well. A lot of intensity around the Auburn football program. Dustin, just give me your thoughts, man, and the energy right now, and how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, man. Excited. We already got 20 people in here. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? Man, I'm excited. Robert Lewis, we're going to talk about him. We added a receiver out of Georgia State. We added a JUCO tackle as well. We got some big visits this weekend, man. What do we got here? 8 days until signing day. So I'm interested to see if we can pull off a couple of 5-star flips. I feel like we're going to at least get one right. So exciting times, man. And I think, Blake, that this is the most I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is one of the more important time periods in Hugh Freeze's tenure at Auburn. If he's going to work at Auburn, he needs to nail this next month here, right here. So, or however long, I don't even know how long the transfer portal deadline extends out because they're changing it every year on us, but he needs to nail down this class. We'll talk about it. Flirting, no matter where you look, floating around top 10 for the 2024 class. And then, we gotta hit on some of these portal guys, got to fill some of these gaps. But yeah, man, I'm excited. We're doing the damn thing. Big names, big names again on the list.
Yeah, I think that's what's fun, man, is, you look at head coach Hugh Freeze and this Auburn staff and some of the guys that they're going after, and just the strategy that they're taking in the transfer portal, and they've already attacked the receiver position, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And I feel like you're going to have plenty more come, even after we go through 8A and all of those things, and the portal window opens back up and everything. Like there's plenty more to come, man. But early signing day, like you said, he's got to lock this month down, and I think he will. I think there's a lot of momentum towards plenty of guys out there. I mean, I just feel like we're living in Gainesville right now. I feel like there's a lot of momentum there.
Hey, yeah, they got some guys. They got some guys that committed. And then this is where, if you look at it, that first year, right, it'll buy you some time. So Billy didn't have a good first year there in Gainesville, but that first class, they'll still buy into the vision. But if that second year starts to go south, that's when it's kind of, it starts to look a certain kind of way. And you really need to have the administration. It needs to be firm in the backing, right? Florida needs to send a strong message and saying, we have Billy Napier's back. He's the guy. And they haven't been firm in sending that message. And you see him firing guys like, his name slips my mind. I'll look it up here in a second.
I know they got rid of Corey Raymond, didn't they?
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of assistants, and we had a defensive lineman visit today that's also committed. Not LJ McCray, it's Williams. Somebody can probably tell us in the chat, but he talked about how the firing of position coaches is a big reason as to why he's looking elsewhere. Those relationships mean something, right? And then we also we saw that with Cam Coleman. I mean, every interview I've seen of Cam Coleman, he has said Jimbo Fisher getting fired, Damian Craig getting fired. Then I knew right then I was going to Auburn. So the position coaches, that means a lot. And like you said, we're living down there in Gainesville. Blake, let's hop over and say hi to the people. I got some of these comments I wanted to pull up. Our girl Devin popping in, Miss Devin. Well, wrong one. Devin saying War Eagle fellas. Devin, glad to see you. We're glad that you're feeling better. P-Pass says, hi, peeps. What is up, P-Pass? Nice. Cleveland. Nice. What's up? Ain't seen you in a little bit. Feels like War Eagle, everyone. I got Jazzy popping in. Jazzy, War damn Eagle, baby. I know Jazzy was excited about that big blowout of Indiana, Blake.
Man, that was a fun one.
Ryan Williams is who I want so bad. How you feeling about this one, Blake?
I don't know, man. Like we were kind of talking before we got in here, like this the trolling and everything, and 16, 17-year-old kids, like, I get it. They're playing a game, right? Like, it is what it is. But I think the way I'm going to take this with Ryan Williams is he simply could have shut it down yesterday at the announcement. He simply could have said, hey, I'm reclassifying to Bama. It's over. Like, my recruitment's done. This is just how it's going to be. I'm going to Alabama. And he didn't. And that graphic with nothing but Saraland stuff on it, well, like I said, it could be a troll, but there was only thing it said was Roll Tide in small fine print. Like, I just, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's coming down to February, and one thing about it is he reclassified, folks. So he can't sign in December. All right. He has to wait until February because he still has to finish out the schooling until this year. So
he had 4 touchdowns in the state championship game. And ultimately, they lost. Our guy DJ Barber with a crazy play with a ballsy decision to go for it there, go for the win. But DJ Barber makes a play, forces the fumble along quarterback that we're after, KJ Lacey, currently committed to Texas. So hell of a game there. Congratulations to DJ. Congratulations to Clay Chalkfield, Blake. Before we get in here and talk about Keontae returning, I haven't talked to you since that game. I wanted to ask you what you think about that ending, man. Instead of because they were in field goal. If you don't know, they had a field goal in their back pocket. I mean, that was probably like a 25, 30 yarder at the max, and they decided to go for it and come up just short. Hell of a game, but boy, they had overtime in their back pocket.
Yeah, so here's my thing with that is he had just shanked one like 30 yards left a couple of drives before that.
Yeah.
And I know it was a chip shot, but in high school, let's be honest, man, you just never know in high school, right? And so I feel like Jeff Kelly, who was a absolute dog in college at Southern Miss, just dude was a stud. And he took over the Saraland program, has done masterful things down here in Mobile, building that program. The thing I disagree with, I'm not mad that he went for it, but it's the time you let run off the clock because KJ picked up the first down when he took off the run. And if you're going to go for it, why didn't you call the timeout with 30 seconds left? And then you go for it. And if you pick up the first, then you can hurry up and get on the ball, spike the football, stop the clock, and you have 1 to 2 more plays from the 2-yard line. Right. So I don't know what was going on there in Jeff Kelly's head, but that's just how it goes sometimes. If KJ would have made it across the goal line, Jeff Kelly would have been the biggest hero. I don't know. I kind of disagreed with him letting the time run off, man. I felt like he should have burned that time out.
Yeah, I hear you. You've been saying for weeks how it's about Jimmys and Joes. I think in his position, when you have those Jimmys and Joes, you feel like, hey, and Ryan Williams had 4 tutties? Like, yeah, 4 tutties. He's that's why he's reclassifying Blake, because he's ready right now. The kid's ready right now.
That's a fact. And the last thing I'll say about this is I honestly think Jeff Kelly felt like they couldn't stop Clay in overtime with the Clay kid going to Alabama Mbakwe. Yeah. I didn't want to butcher his name, but
I might have butchered it, but he's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, stud, dude. Like Clay and all the athletes they've been producing out of that school for the past 10 to 15 years is incredible. But I don't think Jeff Kelly. I think he kind of felt like, hey, we can't stop them from the 10-yard line. They're pounding us at the line of scrimmage. So let's try to go for the win. So great game, great high school game, top tier talent all over the field. it was a hell of a state championship.
Yeah, that was the best of the Super 7. Good week of football though.
Hmm.
The big news, Blake, though, Keion Scott decides to come back for his 3rd year on the Plains, man. I saw where our guy Charlie 5 posted on Twitter, this is as big as a portal win as anything, right?
Hmm.
Just talk about what this means, dude.
It's simply the heart of your program coming
Mm.
back. In my opinion, he is the guy. He's the fan favorite. He's the hot commodity walking around campus right now. I feel like you've got Trevon making videos of, "Hey, are we done yet?" And Keontae saying, "No, we ain't done yet." So like he's the face of Auburn football in my opinion right now. And not only is he the face, he's a damn good nickel punt returner. He can play anywhere
Yeah, for
back there in
sure.
that secondary. You can do a lot of things with him. So yeah, especially when you're losing the DBs that you're losing,
Great point.
uh, you're bringing him back. And so one thing that kind of got me, man, is like I agreed with Charlie 5 on this a lot because it kind of took me for a roller coaster because this in our game day group chat. If you're not a member, become a member, get in the group chat. We chop it up every day, all day, even if it ain't on a game day. We chop it up. We
Yeah,
just
get
love everybody.
recruiting updates now as we get them
Yeah.
too. So you want to get in there.
Um, I sent the post and where he was like, "Dear Auburn," with the heartbreak. And I was like, I sent it into the game day group chat the other night, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
like, what is this?" And I just like when he walked and sat in the chair in the video, man, I was like, "No, like, don't do this, man. Like, do not sit here and tell us you're leaving Auburn." And all I could sit there and think about was like him accepting the Senior Bowl invite, which I would have been damn proud of him, right? Like
Right.
I would have been so happy for Keontae. But when he kind of like leaned up and he was like, "Yeah, job's not finished. Like let's go. Like my time in Jordan Hare is not done." Um, I was through the roof, man, and I think this program's through the roof. And if you haven't watched, Ike Jones sat down with Keontae. Go to the War Report. Go to their channel right now. Watch that. Great interview,
Mhm.
and Keontae's just as excited as this fan base to be coming back. He said some of the guys that they know that are coming back are already in a group chat talking about what they need to work on. What are some things they need to get better at in the off season? Let's go ahead and start now at getting better. Let's not wait. All right, let's start now. So it's just, man, when you bring a Keion Scott back, it's just a key piece, a monumental leader. And I know during this season we always talked about we needed somebody to step up and be a leader, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Keontae's done that, man, and that's what you're bringing back for 2024.
Yeah. I mean, it was very exciting to watch how Ron Roberts used him just kind of all
Hmm.
over the place. You mentioned how a lot of guys in that secondary are leaving. So it's a versatile guy that we can put in some different places. And I'm excited to see that because we got the guy coming in from Thompson, Caleb Harris.
Hmm.
And the game plan apparently is for Caleb Harris to play that position that Keontae has played. So I'm excited for, the freshman to be able to come in and kind of see how it's done for a year, and hopefully we can get Keontae healthy for a whole year. Let's make sure that he's out there on punt returns, and if he's not out there on punt returns, then let's make sure we know who is out there, and let's account for him. But look, he's going to have a big year on special teams. He's crucial to the special teams aspects as well. Obviously, all over the field as a defender, but can flip the field position for us. And in some of these big time games, man, we know how important that can be. So yeah, this was a big time gift for us. Moving on, Blake, to some guys that left. Just kind of, we'll mention them. Don't want to spend too much time here. Wookie Denard, Austin Osbury, both big 4-stars that when they originally committed, didn't really find the field here. You got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, we're thin. We're thin up front. We're losing some guys in the back end, but ultimately, man, this is a Hugh Freeze roster now,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is kind of what this comes to, right? Is these were not Hugh Freeze guys, and I feel like you want Hugh Freeze to get his guys in here, get his players in here, and honestly, like, I just don't think, once again, I just don't think these two guys were going to see the field at Auburn.
Yeah.
And I hate to be like that, but at the end of the day, let's chalk it up, man. Let's be real. Like, I just don't think they were going to get on the field at Auburn. And I think there's some portal guys that we could be after to bring in and spice up this roster and compete at a high level. So I'm not really mad at it, Dustin.
Yeah, the word on Austin Osbury that I heard was he had struggled to kind of cover out there outside corner. He had struggled with SEC speed, and then they had moved him over to safety, and it still didn't really work. And then
Hmm.
we know that right there was, I think it was right before UMass, right? Wilkie had a little bit of trouble. Not sure exactly where. I really don't know the details of what all happened there, but we do know that a little bit of trouble. Not sure if that played into the decision at all. And then Jackson Hall making a very good point here. And I've been hearing this. We heard this all season, Blake, that Brenton Williams passed Wilkie
Hmm.
on the depth chart, the local kid right there from the Auburn area, a freshman coming in the same class. Not as highly rated as Wilkie, but yeah, he definitely heard good things about him all season and how he improved as the year went on. Had one here, Blake. I knew we were going to get this one tonight, so I wanted to go ahead and address it. Jackson asked, any thoughts on Perry having Bama in the graphic? You are Mr. 251. Anything to worry about, Blake? The Bama fans are trolling hard, buddy.
I don't think so, man. Like, I don't. I think Perry is Auburn. You know, I know we've been done wrong, and I know Auburn fans kind of want to panic, but I don't I feel like I followed Perry for quite some time, and I see his social media stuff, and when he posts, and I see him, recruiting guys to Auburn and everything, and I just don't see him on signing day flipping back to Bama. I think he's locked in with Hugh Freeze. I know Hugh Freeze was there yesterday with Perry, ate dinner with the family.
Coming back
So
this weekend. He's coming back to Auburn this weekend.
yeah, I think Perry's all Auburn, man.
Yeah, a lot of this too, man, is I think he's probably seen what's going on social media, right? So,
Hmm.
you talk about covering the face. I see in our comments, our guy Jazzy talks about covering the face. A lot of people saying that's kind of a subtle troll in itself. You had the Bama commitment kind of trolling Auburn last week. He kind of used Perry to do it. So probably just some gamesmanship there, just having fun. Look, I don't think there's anything to worry. Listen,
Yeah.
Perry was recruiting Cam Coleman for months.
Yeah.
Every day, like, come play with me. Now he gets Cam Coleman and he's gonna dip. Nah, like he wants to be next to Cam Coleman. Those guys want to play together, and they know what they can do together. They know that they're gonna make it easier on each other.
They're all in one big group chat, just
Yeah.
talking about, just trolling away, bro. Like, they're like, "Hey, watch this, Let me get these interactions real quick. Let me try to get this NIL deal real
About to
quick."
say it might be worth $10,000-$20,000 more dollars. So why wouldn't you do it? Steven asked, what about bowl games? Talking about next year with still one game to play. Well, they haven't even started practices for the bowl game yet. We'll definitely do we'll do tons of content for the bowl game, brother. It's a couple weeks away. We are signing days before the bowl game, so we're just kind of going in order. We'll definitely have
Yeah.
tons of stuff for the bowl game for sure. Don't worry about that. We're fired up for the Music City Bowl. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Blake, some new transfers. Georgia State, and a guy that when he hit the portal, me and you had kind of texted like, hey, this is a guy, this guy, and then the guy out of South Alabama, Robert Lewis, 5'11", 185 pounds, going to come in and play the slot position, can play a little bit of outside. I did a film breakdown today. I watched the film. Go check that out if you're a member over at the War Report. 70 receptions, 877 yards, 7 TDs. What do you see in Robert Lewis's game, and how do you think he'll fit?
Hey, I'm excited, man. Like, I am excited. Probably not going to catch 70 balls at Auburn. But
If you can get
man, when you
half of
watch
that.
him, yeah, when you watch him, and dude, him, Caleb Burton, hey, come on now. Like, Robert Lewis he has the chance to be an absolute stud at Auburn, man. He's a burner. He had a 97-yard touchdown against Charlotte this year. Just electric in the open field, can cut on a dime. uh, he's shifty, man. He's shifty. Looks like he's got great hands. Obviously, catching 70 balls, that speaks for itself. So I think he's a pretty dang good route runner myself. So I think that this is a big pickup for Auburn. And like I said, I'm going to keep hammering this home, man. Hugh Freeze, when he goes after a guy at wide receiver, him and Marcus Davis, man, they got a plan. They got a plan. I know there was a couple misses last year, but I kind of look at last year as, man, it just everything happened so quick, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he had a lot going on.
yeah,
He
like
had a
so
lot going
he had a
on.
lot of stuff, man, and it just happened so quick that people are like, "Oh, you missed on that. You missed on that." I think this year might be a little different.
Yeah, I like this pickup. Let me ask you this though: a guy that's primarily going to play in the slot. We know Caleb Burton will be back, so I mean, Malcolm Johnson left, so maybe that's a
Yep.
spot that is available there. But VAR, we're hearing some things about VAR maybe potentially not returning, and then it's not Jay Fair very well could return, but there's been some rumors about that as well. Do you think that there's any correlation there? Do you think that those things go hand in hand? Do you think that there's gonna be some attrition in that slot position?
Sorry, y'all. My daughter, if y'all can hear that, I'm so sorry. She's making hella racket in the background back here. But yeah, man, I think somebody's stepping out the door.
Yeah,
And it just hasn't been announced yet. And you also have another window too after A Day.
yeah, the
So
spring window.
yeah, so yeah, I think somebody's stepping out the door, and I hope VAR doesn't go, man, because I feel like he stepped up in such a big way this year. But Jay Fair too. I mean, um, I really would love to see Jay Fair come back and stay healthy um, and help this football team. But I do think somebody hits the door.
Yeah, for sure. Our guy Knox Cleveland gets over here and says, "My question is, why would Perry spend so much time recruiting for Auburn and then turn around and flip to Bama?" Yeah, this is I'm with you on this. Now, recruiting is crazy, but Perry has been one of the guys that has just been really hard recruiting for Auburn, and he's been the pictures of him standing next to Walker White, in the end zone there at the Iron Bowl. Perry's all in, man. This is all the game. Like Blake said, they're in a group chat. They're having fun.
Yeah.
Jackson Hall says George Pickens PTSD. It's hard to say anyone is locked down. See, I get this. Look, I get this. I'm not going to argue this. If you're somebody that's followed Auburn recruiting for a long time, then I completely understand why you would be skeptical. Listen, we were being told about 5 weeks. Me and Blake both had multiple really reliable sources say Perry's going to flip.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't believe it until it happened. So I understand this sentiment. I really do. Speaking about somebody else that committed, Blake, Seth Whitford, 6'6", 295-pound offensive tackle from Snow College, talking about our boy Keontae coming back. Keontae originally transferred in from Snow College, a junior college out there in Utah. A name that just kind of popped up, or at least one that I had just seen. We've had to get creative. Me and you have talked about this, how to get creative in the offensive line because of how thin Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia are. Just it's a weird thing in this 24 cycle. But I think that if you go back and you look at the beginning of the season when the situation happened at Northwestern and we were able to add Sedna, you were able to add a guy with 4 years of eligibility. And now here you're adding a guy to JUCO. I believe he's got 3 years of eligibility left. Yeah, he does. Yeah, 3 years of eligibility left. So no COVID years. I think we're starting to get past that with these new guys. So he's at 3 years. So we're finding creative ways to get offensive linemen in there, and then we're really going to hit that 25 class hard. But another guy from, like I said, I like the last guy we got from Snow College and beat out Iowa State here. You got any thoughts on just adding some offensive line depth, Blake?
Just depth, man. Just depth and competition at the position.
Yeah.
I'll take anything on the offensive line right now. We all know that that's been a big struggle for the Auburn Tigers, and so anything up front, D line, O line, I'll take it right now, man.
I hear you. I like this energy from our guy C. Well, this one I had you start C, but I do feel you on the Cam Coleman. But this is what I'm talking about, Blake. This is that up tempo energy. Just a nice, simple, more damn Eagle. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're referencing, C, but I feel you. And I
yeah,
like it. That's the juice that we like to bring.
no doubt.
My guy Jazzy gifted 10 memberships. Jazzy,
Love
thank you,
that,
brother.
man.
We appreciate you, big dog. We really do. This is my guy right here. Jazzy's my dude. And yeah, man, speaking of these memberships, Blake, that is a good time to transition as I hop on over here and try to sort through all the stuff. But you can talk to these people, man, about these memberships. Tell them what they're getting.
Oh man, $3.99 a month, JV Squad. You're getting the member shout outs, early access to videos. I finally got the early access to videos thing figured out, Dustin. So I
Hell
tried it
yeah.
last night. So I saw that a couple of the people got to watch the videos early. I thought that was uh, really nice for us to get going there. And then we're always going to reply to your comments, people. So join that JV squad. It's just $3.99 a month. If you want to up to the $5.99 a month varsity squad, the recruiting update videos, Dustin hammering the recruiting game right now, man. The game day group chat. He dropped a nugget in there on us this morning at 6 a.m. My buddy is up early getting after it. And I'm telling you, man, it's great info. Great info. We're following, anything we possibly can with recruiting. The gameplay with you, that is for in the future when NCAA and we get that coming out in the summer. And if you want to link up and play Madden, just hit us up. We
Yeah,
got
for sure.
Xbox. We'll do it with you, man. Just send us a gamer tag. Watch the film, man. Auburn baseball. I'll be breaking down some stuff. Dustin will be breaking down some stuff. I know he wants to do a basketball video when he gets time. My buddy's been, he's been just hammering away on some things, and so when he gets his time, I know he'll get it done here and there. So, man, that's $5.99 a month. You can't beat it, in my opinion. And like I said, our game day group chat. It doesn't have to be a game day. We chop it up every day. We have fun. We talk about Auburn every single day, every single minute, man, and we definitely enjoy it.
Yes, sir. So I would say what's today? Tuesday. I would say Thursday for the JV and for the varsity. I'll be putting out a recruiting update video. So
There you go.
yeah, man, we're gonna be pumping those out, and like basketball coming full swing. That was a fun game the other day there in Atlanta. Blake is going to be all over the baseball stuff. If you are a fan of baseball, if you're a fan of Auburn baseball, I'm telling you, man, my guy Blake. For one, there's not a bigger Auburn baseball fan than Blake. And for two, you're going to really want to watch the film, breaking down the at bats, breaking down the pitchers. Blake's going to get in there and really tell you kind of what they're thinking, what they're doing. Blake's one of the guys when he's watching baseball, he can tell you what's coming, before it happens. So you definitely, man, if you're into baseball, basketball, recruiting, football, man, we got you covered, dude. It's Auburn sports all the time, baby. We're covering all of it. And let's get over here back to these comments. Our guy Jazzy says, I want Pounders. Pounders is the offensive tackle, I believe, out of Memphis. So yeah, we definitely
Heck of a name too.
Yeah, that is an offensive lineman. That is an offensive lineman name. Our guy Michael popping in and says, turn the page. We're about to start winning these big recruiting battles again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's this little stuff with Perry. It's all fake, but it's all manufactured by Bama fans. But this is the kind of stuff that you get with 5 stars. No one cared when we were down there competing with, Missouri and Ole Miss for 3 stars, right? No one was making fake accounts. And that's the thing too. You got to be careful. Look, me and Blake have seen this over the past 2 or 3 weeks. The Bama fans, the Gumps, they are in full force right now. When I tell you they are out, they are out creating Gmail accounts left and right, baby. Them boys got 5, 6, 7 Gmail accounts on their phone right now. I'm just telling you. They're on the YouTubes, they're on the Facebooks, the tweeters,
Yeah.
they're everywhere, brother. Pretending to be Auburn fans, commenting under these recruits pages, comment under their parents' pages. There's going to be some that comment under our video right now. Y'all are weird. It's a weird energy. Just strange. But yeah, Michael, that's it's a good sign when these weird things are happening, because it means you're not 55th in recruiting like we were before Hugh Freeze came in last year and saved the day and brought in a top 20 class. So it's just part of the game, baby.
That's how it goes, man. It's all a game.
Yeah, Jackson agrees with you. Pounders just off the name alone. I thought Keion Scott was supposed to make his commitment today, Knox Cleveland. Yeah, this is the kid from Southern Miss, the offensive lineman from Southern Miss. My understanding of this, Blake, and I want to give credit to where it's due. I read this on On3 and I read this on Rivals, but they both said the same thing, that apparently this was more of him. He was going to. They had predicted him to go to Ole Miss, and that was more of an Auburn decision. And that Auburn has a kid from Toledo coming in, and there's a kid from San Jose State coming in this weekend that Auburn feels good about and is after. And then obviously we just talked about the JUCO guy that they added. So if he hasn't committed yet, we're sitting here at 7:37. I don't know. He was expected to commit to Ole Miss today. These things are very fluid. Was it Dylan Wade last year that was about to get on a plane and go to Illinois to play for Bielema? And then we gave him that call. Like, he was literally like on the way to the airport or something like that. Yeah. So you just don't know. You know, maybe something could have fell through, and then Hugh may have made a call. He might be committed to more. I'm not saying that's what happened, but this portal game, man, boy, it's wild. And Hugh was a dog behind the scenes, Blake.
Yes, it is wild, man. And I know this is kind of like off topic, but everybody keeps hammering for a quarterback, man, and like we're at a point in the portal where these dudes are asking for like $1 to $2 to $3 million for a year of play. And that's how crazy the portal has gotten. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and trying to get these cats in here. And it's a wild time in college football. And, you know, you look at the Marvin Harrison Jr. stuff and you see Ohio State trying to come up with $25 million to keep him at Ohio State and all this. You're just like, dude, like, we're at a pay for play now. You know, hey, we pay the most money, you come play. So the Gumps. Yeah.
They've earned it, especially this last couple of weeks. Our guy C says Auburn baseball is legit. This is our year. We definitely will be talking about this more, but yeah, man, this team has the ceiling for this Auburn baseball team is World Series, winning the College World Series. I'm not scared to say that.
I went and watched them play La Tech in the fall and covered the game and everything. And I'm going to talk about, now that football season's over, I'll hop on here and talk about it. You know, one thing I will say is, you know, like during football season, man, if you throw a baseball video out there, it just flatlines.
Even basketball.
You know, yeah, even basketball. You throw a basketball and it's football season, man, it's going to flatline. Just because, like I tell y'all, Auburn is a football school, man. No matter how you want to slice it, Auburn fans care. I mean, Auburn fans love Auburn, but it's football, man. But I went and watched the baseball team play, and I'll tell you right now, Bobby Barrels coming back was huge. Gonzo coming back was huge. But you still got guys out there, man. I know we lost a Cole Foster and things like that, but man, you got the Fabian kid that transferred in from Florida, and you still got Coop and our bullpen that come back, and Chase also looked tremendous over in Biloxi, man. Completely different guy from last year to when I watched him in the fall, man. Just the pitching and the arms that Auburn baseball is going to have is going to carry this team a long way. Got a little bit of work to do with the sticks. My man Chris Stanfield struggling a little bit, but that's going to come, and that stuff like that happens in the fall. Your offense is always a little bit behind the arms and everything. So it'll pick up, man. I had a good conversation with Coop when I was there, and like he said, if we just figure out the sticks, uh, it could go anywhere. So
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out. Jazzy says, bro, say less. Let's start a dynasty when NCAA comes
let's
out.
go.
That's the plan, bro. That's the plan. Like
Yeah,
we can all hop in and everybody pick a Sun Belt team. We can get a 10, 14 man dynasty going. Like that is the plan. We want to have a lot of fun with it.
go Jags.
Uh,
South Alabama, baby.
Blake already claiming the Jags. I hear you. All right, Blake. Look, let's go over and talk about this recruiting class, man. Early signing day is December the 20th here. No matter where you look, we're all kind of in that same spot. 9th according to Rivals, 11th according to On3. On3 kind of compiles all the rankings. I kind of like the way that they do there. So right there inside the top 10, flirting around the edge of the top 10. We got some big visitors coming in this weekend. What do you want to see as we finish out here with about a week to go?
I want to see that D line and that linebackers, man. Those two groups, and us living in Gainesville, and us make a move up front and in the trenches, man. I know all the stuff is on Ryan Williams and focusing on that situation and everything. Like, I get it, but at the end of the day, man, you look at the safety position like a KJ Bolden. Trying to close that out. And even if it doesn't happen, man, I feel like you go hard at it and you make a run. I know he loves FSU, but if you can make a run at it and he does flip, I think that's positive for you. But I'm mainly looking at the guys down in Gainesville right now, and I want an LJ McCray, man. Like, I want, I want that talent that could change the face of this program, and like I said in previous episodes, that if you get inside that top 10, you're competing for national championships. I don't care how you slice it, man. You look at the top every single year. Who are the top teams in consideration of the college football playoff? You flip over to recruiting, and it's bam. It's a mirror image right there. Bang. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
And we always say college football is one off Jimmy's and Joe's. And, I feel like if you can land a couple guys and flip them to Auburn on signing day, and you can get inside that 6 to 7 range, 6 to 8 range, whatever, Auburn's sitting damn nice, man. Like, I don't know how you couldn't be excited about this football program.
Yeah. Cody says, do you think Amarius Williams, I think that's how you say it, is considering flipping to Auburn? Will that push McCray to commit to Auburn? So you talk about living in Gainesville. This is the recruit that I was referencing earlier. Another defensive lineman that's committed to Florida that we're trying to poach, and apparently he visited and it went really well, right? So yeah, I mean, do you get both of them? That's hard. That's hard to sit here and predict that you get both of them. But I like where we sit with LJ McCray. But it's you still got 8 days, and he's committed. He's committed to Florida for a reason, and that's what he said. It was funny. So he visited Florida State and he visited Auburn, and he literally said the exact same thing, almost verbatim. Like his exit interviews were just basically the exact same thing, and it was pretty generic. So it kind of made me think like he already knew what he was going to say. He wasn't really going to give anybody any nuggets. But yeah, it's we got all the moment. I mean, like compared to Florida, like we got the momentum right now, and I feel comfortable saying that I think we got bigger bags, Blake. I don't know these individual offers on these two, specific recruits, but I know what some of the guys that are already committed to Auburn got, and they got big old bags. So I know that Williams has probably seen, got a nice offer, and I know that McCray's got a big one out there. So yeah, I'm with you. I want to see this defensive line get shored up, and let's if there's some battles there to be won on the offensive line, let's find them, right? Cohen Eccles. Yep. If there's still a chance for us to get Cohen Eccles in the boat, I mean, I know we decommitted from Texas A&M. It's been kind of quiet, since then. So I don't have any info on that one. That would be a huge get for us. Right now, it's just DeAndre Carter, right? We thought that we had Favor Edwin, and then classic Bama here. Well, first it was Florida. Florida comes in, and then all of a sudden Florida fades out, and then Bama comes in, and now all of a sudden he's got them thinking, because the word was that, crystal balls are going in. Favor Evans about to commit to Auburn. Just been kind of a tough go in this 24 class for us on the offensive line, and I don't even think that Bama has any intentions on Favor Edwin ever playing, Blake. I think they just wanted to come in there and screw with Auburn a little bit. Typical Bama behavior. Jazzy with the super chat. Thank you, brother. Says Bama fans are worried. Remember, they trolled the hell out of Georgia when they were on the rise. Welcome their fear for dinner. Yum. Jazzy, let me tell you something, dude. I want everybody to stop what they're doing for a second and hear me. When the time comes that Auburn is on top of the state of Alabama again, when we are on the 3-4 game winning streaks, hell, I remember Tubbs walking off holding up 6. If we could ever find that again, I will be the most obnoxious sumbitch this world's ever seen. I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna let them know, Blake, because I'm a scoreboard guy. You're a scoreboard guy. When you beat us, there's only so much I'm gonna say. And last year, when you swept us in basketball, when you beat us in the baseball series, and you beat us in football, and then you got us in a crazy all-time classic football game this year, there's not a whole lot for us to say. But all I know is this pain and having to sit back and listen to all this noise. Boy, I can't wait. I can't wait to let them know, brother.
I'm right there with you, brother. And I'll be honest with you. You want to talk about somebody being obnoxious. When it does happen, I can let y'all know right now, I will be on my A+ shit talking game. I'll hit it with you right there. Like, excuse my language, but I will be on my talking game. And because I've had to deal with every social media account I get on, there's something about Auburn every day about how we just suck. And you're in the college football playoff, bro, and you're somehow worried about me. And you're not worried about Michigan, you're worried about me, bro. And I'm like, the last thing I can tell you is if Auburn was in the college football playoff, I wouldn't be worried about Alabama in the Music City Bowl, dog. Period. Like, it wouldn't be happening. I would be telling you, hey, little bro, go kick rocks. Okay. Like, I don't care about you. All right. But instead, you're over here making up fake accounts and stuff, talking about recruiting and all this crap. Like, get out of here, man. Like, you don't want to see me when Auburn's on top.
It's gonna be hell. Spicy Penguin, dang, Marcus Harris just announced he's gone. Yeah, this was we saw this coming, and he kind of let it known before the year that it was a goal of his to have a good year and go pro. But yeah, I'm proud of Marcus. I think that him and Jalen improved their draft stock by rounds, Blake. I mean, Marcus had to have shot up to. I can't see him making it past the 3rd round, right? I mean, a guy that can rush the passer from the interior and stop the run, that'll get you places in the NFL, man. So, yeah, very, very proud of Marcus. And then I see somebody in here saying, I got Knox saying, damn, I would have loved to see Marcus Harris play with his brother being Malik Blockton, who had one hell of a year for Pike Road. Yeah, I agree with you. But listen, it's Malik will step in and he'll fill Big Brother's shoes in good time. We got TJ Lindsey, Jamonte Waller, and Joseph Phillips out there on the edge. I really like a lot of the pieces that we're adding in this class on the defensive line. We got another super chat here, Blake, as I try to get to it.
Hey, Marcus, go get your bag, dog. Go get your bag. He earned that. That's a dude that come in here and worked his tail off. I'm proud of him. Never going to hate on a guy for leaving and going and chasing a dream at playing at the next level and trying to support his family. And I think all of us Auburn fans are right there with that, right? We love Marcus Harris, and dude was still actively telling kids coming out of the portal, like, hey, go to Auburn,
Right.
Salute to you, man. You played your ass off for the Auburn Tigers, and just wishing you the best. The higher you go in your career, and whenever football's done, hopefully we can see you back at Auburn one day.
Yeah, for sure. He, like I said, I think his game really fits the NFL well. I think that he's going to have success.
Oh, man.
Yeah, our guy Al, the $5 super chat. Thank you, Al. We appreciate it. He says, "I'm going to have to lose weight, but I still have my Fear the Thumb shirt."
Yeah.
Hey, I feel you, big dog. I feel you. Hey, well, get it. Do the old classic trailer park thing. Get it framed up. Frame the T-shirt. Stick it behind you or something. But yeah, man, those were good times. It was nice. I remember what we did, Blake, was I would always get the Score shirt for Christmas. I knew that on Christmas one of my gifts was going to be the shirt with the Score on it, and then I was coming back to school, baby, from Christmas break with a T-shirt to let everybody know. And
we had to wear uniforms at our school, so we didn't get to do things like that. So we had to wear school uniforms.
Yeah, my guy,
Mobile County, man, go figure.
I had a friend, Justin Zepp, had a whole bunch of classes with Justin Zepp my whole life, and didn't see Justin Zepp ever again in my life after 2009. I literally got him at the right time. But somewhere out there, man, Justin's happy. He was a good dude. Jazzy says, suck it in, bro. Just suck it in, baby. Rock that Fear the Thumb shirt. The Reconcile says, "I'm expecting some big DL news out of the portal. Seems calculated." Yeah, we need Blake. I want to see defensive linemen from the portal. We need a couple of experienced guys, and I wouldn't mind adding another defensive tackle or two, and then corner. I wouldn't mind seeing 2 experienced corners out of the portal, to be real with you.
Yeah, I know that kid from K-State. He just entered the portal, the DB from K-State. Man, my daughter is just killing it back here. But I know the DB from K-State. He entered the portal. I don't know where Auburn, if they're even interested in looking at him. Haven't really checked up on it, but I think with Marcus announcing that he's going, I think Auburn knew this, and they've kind of had their hands on it and handling the situation. You probably just haven't heard anything about it yet. And I think Auburn will add in the portal, and we'll be just fine.
Yeah. Devin says, definitely going to be the biggest Michigan fan on January the 1st, and then cheering for her Huskies, of course. Yeah, Devin's husband, I believe, is from Washington, so he's a big Husky fan, so she's supporting her husband there. And yeah, those are the 2 teams that I'm pulling for in the playoffs. I wouldn't mind seeing either one of them win. Michigan was actually my preseason pick to win the national championship. And I think that everybody obviously watching this podcast is going to be all aboard the Wolverines come January 1st. So, yeah. And it's Jim Harbaugh is such a good coach. I feel like he's got to get a title. I mean, he knocked on the door so many times in the NFL. He's knocked on the door a couple of times now in college. Eventually, Harbaugh's got to get him one. I wouldn't mind if this was a year. Blake, read this one out loud just because I know you want to say it.
Mobile County for life, baby. 251. Love it, Jazzy Joe. My city, man. I love my city. I love that, I got kids that are flocking to Auburn from Mobile County, Baldwin County. Even though they're across the bay and the rivalry's real, I still love them kids, man. Me and Dustin, we drove to Foley, Alabama to watch Perry and Bryce play this year. I'm always going to, you'll always hear me rep Mobile, and especially if there's a kid that has a chance to play D1 football or baseball, basketball, whatever from Mobile, man, I will push his name with all I can, as long as I have a platform, podcast, whatever, to get on YouTube or Twitter or whatever to do so, man. I love my city, and I want to see all the kids in this city be great, man. And Jazzy, I appreciate the comment, brother. Mobile County 251. Love this area.
Yeah, well, Blake, y'all got a ton of talent to talk about. It's not
Yeah, man.
you don't have to. It's not a whole lot of fake hype, right? There's plenty. I mean, Sarah Land alone is just an all-star studded.
Yeah.
So a lot of good football up there in Mobile, man. I had a blast this year. That's it really sucks just sitting here this week, and I was thinking about that this morning. I was sitting on the couch and I was like, man, I don't have a
Yep.
game to go to Friday night.
Yep. It sucks,
Man,
man.
damn it, man.
I know high school
Uh,
football is over, man. Man, it really does suck because I feel like that was, we had plans every Friday night to go do something and go support these kids,
yeah, well, I'll tell you what though, we next year, stay tuned because we got big plans when it comes to this recruiting game for sure.
No doubt.
David gets in here, and something we talked about the other day, Blake. He says, I want to see the next level of Peyton Thorne does after having this year and going all the way through spring training, and to see him come out of the gate firing on all slots. Again, something me and you talked about. We'll kind of finish here before we get out of here. Get your last second comments in, guys. Hit the like button if you have not. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done that.
Hmm.
Talking about the quarterback situation, it's like like Cam Ward, right? So Cam Ward is asking for well over $1 million. And so there's just a lot of things to consider. You had brought up the great point the other day about, how long are you even going to have the guy? And
Yep.
it's not, you only have so much NIL money, right? Like, I know if 10 minutes ago I said Auburn's got the bag, we got the bag, but you could put that bag on a LJ McCray, a guy that's going to be here 3-4 years versus, a guy that like you said, you're renting. But yeah, this is something that you had talked about and running it back with Peyton Thorne with better weapons and a year in the offense, running the real offense, right? Him not looking over his shoulder. Oh, am I coming out on third down? Oh, you want me to go back in on this third down? All that kind of stuff. Your thoughts on this comment?
Yeah, I think sometimes during the season we got lost in the fact that Peyton Thorne did not have a full off season.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he only had a couple months to get ready for the season, and he didn't even get to go through spring practice. And it was a rushed situation, and I think that's why we were splitting quarterback time, and it was just a disaster. And like you brought up, 3rd and 1 he's in the game, or 3rd and 1 he's not in the game, and then we
Yeah.
fall start, and 3rd and 6 he goes in there, and it's just completely looking over his shoulder, not knowing. If I throw an incomplete pass here, am I out, or is Robbie coming in, or um, I agree with David right here, and like you mentioned, better weapons, man, better weapons. Hopefully, a little better offensive line too. I feel like there was some times this year we got beat up front in some games, especially that New Mexico State game, man. Like,
Yeah, and then you come out the next week and you smash Alabama.
that's my thing, man. It's like Texas A&M, we got whipped up front. Go back and turn that game on. We got whipped. It was embarrassing,
Yeah.
And I know PT missed some throws in that game, but we got beat up front bad. So hopefully we can really get in the trenches, man, and improve up front in year 2. And I'm okay with Mobile Chris Corey, man. I grew up with Corey. Good dude right there, man. Mobile Christian. That was my rival back in high school. I went to Cottage Hill, so a lot of intense rivalries going
Yeah.
back
I
in the
went and
day.
saw a Kansas Jayhawk commit play a game at Cottage Hill for absolutely no reason now.
Yeah, man. And then he went to Missouri and playing basketball. I love LeBaron.
Yeah.
Love him. I wish him the
Yeah.
best. It was just heartbreaking for him not to be
Hell
an
of a
Auburn
talent.
Tiger. But
Hell of a-
that's how it goes, man.
Yes, sir. I'm going to use this one, Blake, and then I'll get out of here giving my final thoughts. Knox asks, will Hugh Freeze take over play calling next year? Because I feel like he needs to. That's why he has gotten to where he is now. You've been listening to our show, Knox. Yeah, he took over after the Ole Miss game. So, yeah, I don't think I think that the up until the Ole Miss game, and I'm not exactly sure, if there was I'm sure that Phillips still has some input, maybe call some plays here or there. But I do know that he walked in there and said, hey, look, we ain't doing that no more. And so, I think that what you're going to see for the remainder of Hugh Freeze while he's the head coach at Auburn is you're going to see the RPO up-tempo offense 100% without a doubt. If he's going to lose, if he's going to get fired from Auburn, if it's not going to work, he's going to go down doing it his way. So to answer your question, Knox, yes, I think moving forward, it is going to look like Hugh Freeze's offense, and he will be calling the plays, I would say, majority of the time.
Yep, I agree 100%. I think a lot of people, when they sent a group of coaches down here to the Ryan Williams announcement yesterday, and one of the coaches was Philip Montgomery, everybody was on social media like, why is Philip Montgomery? Like, why is he sending Philip Montgomery? I think Philip Montgomery is still going to have a position at Auburn, and it's not going to be calling plays, but it's going to be QB development, man. I really feel like he's going to still have his hands on our quarterbacks, and I do think Hugh will be calling plays, man. So, I went to Viger. Hey, baby, them Wolves, baby, them Viger Wolves. Love the Mobile love, man. BC Rain, them Red Raiders, love that. Jazzy, man. BC Rain. That is awesome, man. A fine stadium they just built out there. Brand new. Heck of a school and everything they've done out there in the past couple of years to get that up. The Viger Wolfpack, man.
Jazzy, tell us. You played QB, bro. We know you played QB, Jazzy.
The Viger Wolfpack, they just built a $1 million stadium out there in Pritchard, Alabama. A lot of great athletes out there in Pritchard, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Love the Mobile love tonight. But the last thing I'll say before I kick it to you, Dustin, I want to say this. No matter what happens on early signing day, excuse me, no matter what happens on early signing day, this program is headed in the right direction, man. There's talent coming into this program, and elite talent at that. There's no more 3 stars,
right.
We're down in the trenches. We're steadily with the big dogs, man. And I think you got to look at that as a positive. When you look at the new additions to the SEC and you're up there with the Texases and the Oklahomas and Alabamas and Georgias, and you're sitting here battling it out. All right. Even if you don't win a Ryan Williams in February, you went down to the freaking wire, dude. Hugh Freeze did everything he could possibly do because we had a bum in here before that who got a job off a hot tub interview. All right. And he didn't even talk to the kid, and he's the best player in the freaking country. All right.
How's that even happen, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can tell you how it happened. Brian Harsin thought that he could take 2 stars and 3 stars and develop them into 5 stars. He thought he was that kind of guru. Yeah. Look, it happens every now and then. I got people that hit me up and they say, oh, well, Russell Wilson was a 2-star. Yeah, it happens every now and then. All right. It happens. It does. But I can tell you, ask Nick Saban how many national championships he won with 2 stars.
Right.
Ask Nick Saban how many national championships he won with 2 stars. Urban Meyer as well. How many national championships you think Urban Meyer won with 2 stars? It don't work like that, man. That's not how college football works. So be positive. It's this next month is crucial. It's huge. Jazzy played center. Love that, baby. Love the O-line. That's awesome, man. I can just see Jazzy up there just getting dirty in them trenches.
Yeah. Oh, Connor Lou.
Yeah.
Boy, dog. Jazzy was a dog.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love it. Hey, War Damn Eagle, Dustin, to you, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, this was a really fun show. I appreciate you guys, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Jazzy, thank you for the super chat. Thank you to our other super chat as well. Appreciate you. Thank you for the awarding the memberships to our people that got a new membership tonight. Stay tuned. Tons of recruiting content coming. We will see you guys Friday at 10 a.m. Stay locked in. If you're on social media, do not fall for the Gump trolls. Don't fall for it, baby. It's all a game. Them boys nervous. We'll see y'all Friday at 10 a.m. We're out.
War Eagle, baby.